And welcome back to the Nose Plays Endless Space 2. Today's live stream will be beginning in about 15 minutes. There will be a timestamp in the comment section below that will take you to the action. But until then, I will just patiently wait for a few people to join the lobby. Hello there, looks like I have my first viewer of the evening. Gameplay will be starting in approximately 5 minutes. If you want to give me a shout out, make a request, now's a good time to do it in the comment section. Alright, it's approximately 8:30. I think this is a good time to go ahead and get started. Since I have no requests today, I am going to go ahead and pick up part 4 of our Umbral Choir game. So we finished last episode at turn 61. We'll be loading into that game this evening and continuing another 10 to 20 turns as my dogs wrestle in the background. What I'm really excited to show off today is hopefully the military prowess of the Umbral Choir. I will admit that at this point in time, I have not spent a good deal of hours playing with the Umbral Choir's military capacity, so this will be a learning experience for both of us. Or all of us, however many people are watching. I'd like to see if the Umbral Choir can get to a point where they can actually put up any kind of military, even though they're a pacifist, passive kind of faction. They're really geared towards kind of a science victory or an economic victory or an industry victory because of the way they funnel all their resources. To be perfectly honest, I don't even know how they finish an industry victory. normally you have to build multiple temples of the Endless or something like that. And I don't know how you do that when you only have one system. So that might not even be an option for us. That's something I'll have to investigate at another point in time. But tonight, it's all about checking out a couple of things. So one of the things that we started last game was we decided to go ahead and test whether the economic behemoths are really as effective as I predict they might be. And I've heard that they are into the Discord chat and in forums. The reason that this is particularly powerful, in my opinion, is because it gives you a % bonus to your main system based on the number of modules that you put on your behemoths. One of the cool things is we can cloak our behemoths, so we don't even have to worry about them getting attacked necessarily. And furthermore, I don't know for certain how that % bonus gets applied. So the Umbral Choir are a really unique faction. Let's take a look at our system page real quick. And if I sort this by population, this will kind of demonstrate what's going on here. So all of these different sanctuaries that we have, these are not actual values that we're acquiring independently of our main system. What's really happening here is that all of these values are actually getting added to this value. So if you look at this, we're getting 950 industry from sanctuaries. That basically is an addition of all of these numbers right here down this line, plus whatever we're getting on our current system. What I don't know, and what could be completely bonkers, is if this number is what is multiplied by that percentage factor that the behemoth interacts with. If it's actually just the industry on the system, then what we have to do is we have to take this number and subtract about 951 from that value, and then that's what the percentage bonus that the economic behemoth is going to interact with, if that makes sense. So it's either it interacts with this entire number, or it interacts with a portion of this number that is not the sanctuary planets. And I don't have the answer to that, and I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to get a valid answer by building this thing, but we're sure going to give it a shot and find out tonight if we can figure out which one is which. So that'll be really good to catch on camera for the rest of my viewers and for anybody else who's interested in finding out more about the Umbral Choir. At this point, I think we can officially say we've moved into mid-game. Turn 61 doesn't really feel like early game anymore. I think like turn 50 is probably the end of the early game, and we're moving into mid-game now. So that's another thing to keep in mind. And yeah, we're going to continue to go ahead and finish up what we started here, but we're going to very quickly transition to building some military ships and seeing what our military is capable of, because I have really no idea what their military is capable of. I also don't really remember, since it's been a couple days since the last time I played this particular save file, what the heck we were doing last game. So we're going to go and take it slow this first turn. We have the Star Boogie bill. We can go ahead and abolish that law. The reason that we had that law active is we were moving a bunch of minor faction fleets that we had collected from this constellation right here last game, and we were moving them down here to the pirates. Since they are not actively moving, there's no reason to run the Star Boogie bill any longer. That means we have 3 law slots available to us, and we have 164 influence per turn being generated, so we definitely need to run something. We've managed to get the ecologists back in power. This is a pretty good potential benefit for us. We have a lot of anomalies in our home system, and so +2 per anomaly on population pips. So anytime a population pip is working on a planet that has an anomaly, they're getting +2 food. I don't know for certain if there's 2 anomalies whether they're getting +4 food, but that's a possibility. In addition to that, there's also a flat 5% bonus per anomaly, which actually adds up to approximately 60%, if my math is correct, because I believe our home system has 6 anomalies currently. So, did I say 60%? I meant 30%. But anyways, 6 anomalies times 5 is 30. We should be getting 30% additional if we put this law in effect. Now, before I put anything in effect, I want to come back here and I want to take a really good look at these numbers, because we're going to find out very quickly whether that's actually taking place. And also, to some extent, we might be able to find out whether that is being applied to the sanctuary bonuses or whether it's just being applied to everything else. Because there's a chance that they've programmed the way that the math calculates to not include sanctuaries for this particular law, but I don't know that that's the case. And the same thing is true with the economic behemoth. So we're going to try and figure that out today. So let's focus on, oh, what's the easiest number to focus on? Probably this one, because we're at 110% roughly. If this increases by 30% of 110, which would be approximately 33-ish, 34, we should see this jump up to 45. And if it's not interacting with what we get from sanctuaries, which is 10, that's maybe not the best one. So maybe this is the best one. Let's go ahead and use the biggest number. So we're at 1650, roughly speaking. 1600, 1700. If we multiply that by 30%, it'd be approximately, well, I'm not going to do the math in my head, but we'll be able to calculate it right here. I have a calculator handy if I need one. But yeah, we want to see if this number changes in a dramatic way when we institute that law. So I'm going to go ahead and institute the green fertility bill. We know for a fact that our home system has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have actually 8 anomalies, so this should be, that's more than I counted earlier. 8 anomalies would be 40%, so there should be a 40% bonus to our FIDSI outputs. We went up to 1800, which is 200. So if I say on my calculator here, 1600 divided by 1800, that's approximately a 20% boost. So my theory is that this is not actually applying to the sanctuaries. It's only applying to the planet itself. And we can see we're getting 130 FIDSI. So if I take that same number, 1650, right, times 0.2, we should be getting 330 industry from that percent bonus, and we're not. We're only getting 130. So it's very clearly not including the sanctuaries at this point. Yeah. Hey, thank you very much, Moore, for doing that math for me. I didn't see it because it was kind of masked by the screen there. But yeah, it should have been a lot higher if it was including the sanctuaries, and it's not. So it's not actually applying to the sanctuary values, which is really important information and makes me believe that the Behemoth is actually not going to apply the sanctuaries in its calculation either. That makes it less bonkers than I thought it would be, but it's still really good. And I think you're definitely, if you're playing Umbral Choir, gonna benefit from an economic behemoth on your home system. The one thing you're gonna have to be careful of if you do decide to use an economic behemoth is it is gonna be stealthed, and there's the potential for pirates and other players to reveal where your home system is if you put one sitting on it, because there's no other reason for it to be anywhere else. In a game against the AI, that's probably insignificant, but in a game against other players, it definitely gives away your position. So it's something to keep in mind. All right, we're going to go ahead and move on to some of the other pages here, just to make sure we're all caught up on everything. We have a lot of luxuries coming in per turn. This is a page that I wish I had paid a little bit more attention to the last few turns of the last game we played. Hold on a second. I'm going to yell at my dogs because they're being obnoxious. They're really good, but they like to make a lot of noise when I'm recording occasionally. Okay, so one of the things that I had started to do last game and we started picking up on was we created some trade routes, and I started putting some money into these. We've already collected about 3K, which means I can go ahead and increase both of these a little bit. And we're going to continue to increase these with money every turn. This is basically how you snowball your income. You can see we have subsidiaries in every single sanctuary we create. So the Umbral Choir have a very different way of dealing with trade companies than other factions. Typically, another faction builds a trade headquarters and they get one subsidiary. And then they get a second headquarters and they build a second subsidiary. And then they get a third headquarters and they build a third subsidiary. And the trick with other factions is every headquarters builds a trade route to every subsidiary. So it scales very, very well into the late game. We, however, don't get that benefit. We only ever get one company headquarters, but every single sanctuary that we've accumulated up to that point instantly gets a trade route built to it. And so that actually can be really, really beneficial in the early game and the mid game, because you basically start out with a lot more subsidiaries than a normal player would. But the problem is we're not going to be able to scale this nearly as far as other players can. And so the best way to take advantage of what we are able to get is to get as much dust poured into these two upgrades as possible, as quickly as possible. I think that trade routes are really, really good on the Umbral Choir. They're just not going to be as good into the late game as they are for other players. And that's strictly related to the fact that you don't get as many headquarters, which scale incredibly powerfully when you have multiple subsidiaries. But we can definitely rush a bunch of sanctuaries in the early game, as you've seen here, and then get our headquarters down and be making a fair amount of cash off of this right off the bat. We're already bringing in over 300 dust per turn, 42 science per turn, and a couple of all of these luxury resources, which we can sell for a lot of dust, and even go further. And so that's another thing that we want to talk about. Every turn, we kind of want to be selling off things that we're not potentially going to use in the near future. There's a lot of ways you can do this. Basically, what I'm going to do is sell off half of everything we have right now, and then keep upgrading our trade routes as much as possible. And then anything that I know for certain we're not going to use. So for example, we're definitely going to use some Jadonics. Or no, we're not, because we're done building Jadonics upgrades. So I can sell all of this. So we can just sell that. Deciduous Trees, I believe, is a booster effect. I need to double check this. It's been a while since I played this one. Nope. That was a different game. So Potatoes is the booster effect that we want to consider maybe running for this game. But if this was a booster effect, I might keep that around just so we can continue to apply it to booster effects. Since it's not a booster effect, we're going to sell it all. Same with Eden Incense. Same with Dark Glitter. And the potatoes are definitely something we want to keep around. Coming back to here, we need 48 of those things. I should be able to buy 18. Potatoes are up here. 18 potatoes. 2,000 dust. We'll buy that. Come back over here, pop our booster. We're 2 away from actually hitting our effect, which is good. But man, look at that. This was at 300 earlier. We're over 500 food per turn. Yeah, this is just ridiculous. 129 influence. Really, really good. Alright, back to the marketplace. We can also sell maybe half of this. Half of that. I'm not going to sell these higher tier strategics just yet, but I am going to sell a little bit of this, so maybe like 20, maybe 21 and 8. We'll sell 8 of this. Looks pretty good. So we got a lot of dust now. We're at 21,000 dust, and this is something that we should have been doing a long time ago, but it's just really tedious. It's not something that I spend a lot of time thinking about. Yeah, and if we had done that a long time ago, we would have made a lot more dust between now and then, which we could have then pour it into even more of this. So all of these things need to continually be focused on every few turns. You don't need to do it necessarily every single turn, but every couple turns you definitely want to jump on there and sell off anything you have in excess of so that you can make the dust, so that you can invest it back into trading companies once you have them. Alright. 3D public printing. We managed to complete all of these things in a single turn because our industry increased so much. In fact, I didn't even get back to looking at the other laws before I ended the turn. That was probably a mistake, but again, it's pretty irrelevant. These guys make so much crap, it's not even ridiculous. Well, it is absolutely ridiculous. Like, we should have definitely probably activated Dirty Hands Act. This is another one we could upgrade. +2 food per Umbral Shadow on home system. +2 per population on any planets. Again, I don't know whether this only considers our Umbral Choir on the main system or if it actually applies to sanctuaries. My guess is that it doesn't apply to sanctuaries. But we could activate this. This is another 2 per turn. We're at 146. No. Whoops. Alright, well I can't cancel that now. But we can pass it here. I'll cancel that next turn. We have a battle. Pirates detected one of our scouts. We'll just retreat. We have full health, so that shouldn't be a problem. Clear these out of the way. And we completed a quest. We did achieve that objective to build a ship with 281 offensive power. I'm not exactly certain how we did that unless we had a ship queued up that I didn't remember about. Which is very possible. We're at 26 of 29 total population on our home system. And so we're going to want to improve our home system. The easiest way to improve our home system is... Whoops, let's push the right button. Just continuing to upgrade these. And I know I've seen a lot of players focus on these in the early game. This is a bad idea. The thing that you should be focusing on the early game is colonizing all of these. You get way more fidsies from colonizing each of these at the lowest level than you do from these upgrades. At this point in the game where we're starting to fill these up, it makes sense to go ahead and grab these upgrades. But until then, we don't want to really bother. The other thing that we can do this turn is chain gang again. Again, we're making so much food that we're not going to lose any population. We'll just get a free 300 manpower added to our pool, which will help fill out our system's defensive forces. And that's going to help greatly for the next few turns. I guess this economic behemoth is maybe what triggered that quest. Yep, that's definitely it. 1,569 offensive power. Okay, well, what are we going to do with this guy? Well, we're going to take a look at our economic behemoth, and we're going to edit what we got going on here. Hey, how's it going, Bad Helper? Welcome back. I want to see what we have for slots here. So if I look at just support slots, it looks like I have 3 support slots. I want all 3 support slots to be this bad boy. And I think there are some upgraded versions of this, but basically this is providing FIDSy bonuses to our system. I thought there was one that provided percentages. Science bonuses. Yeah, that's not the one I'm looking for. Okay. We're not going to need engines because we're not moving anywhere. Defenses would be good, so we should probably throw some defenses on here. It looks like we have 2 possible defense slots. No, 3. 1, 2, 3. We're going to put 1 of each defense module, the best ones we have. We'll throw those on there. And then offensively, we have this slot. It defaulted us to this weapon, but we actually have a couple of weapons that are maybe better than that. So if I put that weapon in, we can see that this is very effective at short range, pretty crappy at long range. Let's take a look at the beam weapons. That's pretty good damage. Yeah, let's just go with the beams. This ship is going to be cloaked more than likely, so we're not going to have to worry about it. Percentage-based buffs are really, really good. I agree. Oh, it looks like we have another slot here. Okay. I think I am going to go ahead and throw a regular flat cannon on that. That just helps us defend against missiles. So that's fine. This isn't percentage though, right? This is a flat boost. Bonuses on systems orbited. I could have sworn there was one that's a percentage, but maybe it's one we have to research. I think that is the case. We're going to... Did I just not save that? I sure did. Alright, well, we'll put those on there for now. I'll throw the lasers here. We'll put that down, and we'll put the shields down. And I'll actually hit apply this time. And then I'm going to come over to the tech tree. And I want to say there's a Behemoth tech in the science quadrant. That one's terraforming. No, it's got to be over here in the industry quadrant then. Yeah, I'm not sure where it was. I spent some time looking at all of the different Behemoth techs, and I could have sworn I found one that said something like percentage of your FIDSy outputs. But I'm not seeing it now, so maybe I was mistaken, or maybe I just am looking in the wrong spot. Alright, well, we'll worry about it later, but we're going to go ahead and leave that guy there for the time being. Now, one thing I don't know, it probably could be. I guess we'll take a quick peek over there. It's definitely not going to be in the military, right? Let's see, Behemoth techs, I'm not seeing a ton of them. In fact, I'm not seeing any Behemoth techs over here. This one is the Citadel tech. Yeah, that's not what we're looking for. Nope. Nope. Yeah, that's not it either. It's either got to be over here or over there. That's deposit multiplier. Maybe that's what I'm confused about. So we could get a % bonus to deposits. Or we could get... Oh, this is it. Here it is. Boom! There's the research we want to grab next. So bonuses on systems orbited by Behemoth. 5%. A percent bonus to systems orbited is just ridiculous. Yeah, that's definitely going in the queue. I knew it was there somewhere. Cool. So we found it. So that's the one we want. We throw those on our ship, and boom. Our ship is amazing. Now, we also start with Fleet Cloaking level 2 because we've already leveled up to level 2 Fleet Cloaking. We did that last game. We can get this up to level 3. As long as it's higher level than what the other players have, we're pretty much don't have to worry about combat. And we can stack these. That's what's really ridiculous, is they actually stack. So I don't know how many behemoths were allowed at the moment. We can look that up here in a minute. But I can just build all of the economic behemoths that my cap allows, kit them out with percent bonuses, and just freaking profit like you wouldn't believe. So that is one potential plan to finishing an economic victory. Just take advantage of stacks of economic behemoths with that particular upgrade. We are still burning this system to the ground, I guess. I'm not sure why we are in the state we're in. Didn't we take this down last game? I could have sworn we did, but maybe that was a different... I get so many different games going on at a time. I get confused. We have 140 manpower to their 32 manpower. It absolutely could be, and it would be more broken if that percent bonus applied to the sanctuaries, but it's fairly evident to me that that doesn't happen. It's only applying to what's on your main system, but even still, it's pretty powerful. And I think almost any faction can use it. So, I don't know. There are some downsides to making all of your behemoth slots economic behemoths, but honestly, especially with your Umbral Choir, is anybody going to find you before you win a victory? I don't know. Maybe in a multiplayer game, but I have a feeling the AI is not going to be anywhere close to capable of dealing with us before we get an economic or a science victory with those kind of multipliers stacked up. So, we'll see. It could be very broken. You got to remember, this is a brand new system that they've added to the game. There's going to be some tuning that's required with some patches and some updates and some bug fixes. So, it's still pretty early with the hacking system and with this particular faction. I wouldn't be surprised if there are some completely broken ways to play them. And the only way that we're going to get those things fixed is if we identify what they are, put it out there for the community to talk about, get Amplitude aware of it, and then hopefully they'll do something about it. But that has been the way that it's worked in the past. I do apologize if I sound a little bit nasally, more than normal. I am dealing with a little bit of a cold, but I'm not familiar with the Predator mark. Is that a Hishu thing, or? Alright, let's go ahead and take care of scout stuff. I'm kind of dragging my feet tonight. I just got done with my Monday at work. First day of my shift. And so, I may not have the energy I normally do. This ship is just gonna sit here. I don't think we need to do anything with it. Ah, yeah, the Predator. Okay, that Predator mark, yeah. I am familiar with that. I thought you were talking Endless Space 2 for a second for some reason. Alright, so these ships are good. We don't need to deal with them. We did want to look at our laws, I think. And we'll have to change this law when we get back to here. We already have 3,000 dust again, so We're not quite able to upgrade either of these, but we will as soon as we get the dust to do so. Because we really don't have anything else to spend our dust on, to be honest. So back to the law, so I don't forget to switch this. We definitely don't need to be running this. We could be running Dirty Hands Act any turn that we're building basic infrastructure. If we're not building basic infrastructure, then we disable it for building ships, for example. Or if we're moving ships across the galaxy, Star Boogie Bill would be another option. We could also run Cram for Exam or that's interesting. No Idle Hands. I'm not familiar. That must be a Umbral Choir specific. +5 per sleeper on home system. I wonder if that's referring to abducted sleepers. That would make sense. 39, I think, is the max population on your home system with all of the techs available to it. That's 39 times 5. That's a pretty good amount of industry. And I believe that industry is also multiplied by other factors. So, this is the one that I wanted to create a backdoor on, if I'm not mistaken. Let's take a look. Yeah, I was going to create a backdoor here so that I could very quickly hack to this system, which I believe is their home system, right? It doesn't look like that's their capital. Oh, their capital's all the way down here. Okay. Well, we wanted to hack this system because it was a really good system either way. So, yeah, I think a backdoor here makes sense. That also gives me the option to go ahead and hack from here. I think we're going to put one node in between us. That's going to take 12 turns? Really? What if we just hack straight across? Hold on a second. If I just hack from here to here, that's only 3 turns. Yeah, let's do that. There's a very slim chance that they're going to catch that. We could put an accelerator on it. I don't know that that matters all that much. We have a lot of bandwidth to allocate. I'm going to leave most of it unallocated, mainly because we want to gain the manpower right now. And that'll be all we take care of, right? Yeah, we're at 3 of 3. Looks like there's something over here. I don't think we have a scout anywhere near that at the moment. 27 of 29. That's interesting. I did not realize that. So that actually answered another question that I've had. If you run Chain Gang, it actually takes all of your production as well. That seems terrible now that I think about it. Maybe this isn't quite the solution that I was considering it to be. 100% of your production is put on hold when you run Chain Gang program. That seems a bug to me. That doesn't seem proper. And I was unaware that that was taking place till just now, but it was very clear that all of these should have gotten completed last turn, and they did not. Wow. Okay. Well, I wonder, what if we put it here? Yeah, it automatically makes it another turn. Huh. Well, I'll have to think about how that changes the state of the Chain Gang program. I was under the impression that when you ran Chain Gang program, it was taking 300 food, but it was not tying up your production. Yeah, that seems to be the case for sure. That is not the way that I was thinking it was working. And that makes me feel a little bit differently about it than I did just the other day. Because I thought it was a complete solution to your manpower problems, but it is not. At least not in the same way that I thought it was. Having it tie up your entire production queue is incredibly detrimental. Like, I could build like 5 ships a turn with that much industry. Like, just a ridiculous amount of ships. Yeah, that seems less good than it did. We're definitely going to do that with our dust. And I think we're ready to consider doing some invasion work here. So we definitely have the resources to do that starting next turn. I don't know that we're going to be able to do that, but we'll look into it. Our fleets also have the ability to attack some ships. Cravers need to go away. I'm not even going to bother watching this. They're just going to retreat. The Vodiani are not quite here yet, so we'll get a chance to deal with them later. I have some probes. I should probably send some probes out, actually. There's a fair amount of uncovered space here in a few directions that we can actually uncover, potentially. So we should be launching those out occasionally.
Our purpose is to kill.
We're not going to stop attacking you, ever. It looks like they've discovered one of our systems. This could be a situation like the other night where they were on our system but they hadn't discovered it.
Our purpose is to kill.
It was just a coincidence. We'll see. This ship needs to go somewhere else. So we went over here. We got attacked by pirates. We don't have a good way of getting over there. I guess I could go to here. And then we could fly... Ah, I did it again. I'm going to get attacked again. Well, I may have just inadvertently destroyed our ship. One of our 2 ships. We'll see what happens. They do have the ability to detect us, it appears. I keep forgetting. I think it's the Alt key. One of the keys allows you to force your movement to be direct instead of take the shortest path, and that's what I was trying to do here, but goofed up once again. Don't think it's that big a deal. Laws. We could run Dirty Hands Act. We might as well. We have more than enough influence at the moment, and this is going to make system improvements a little bit quicker. We do have a lot of system improvements in the queue, but I guess we really don't need... there's nothing else to build, right? So maybe that was a dumb thing to do. 2 turns we're going to have the Kashmir effect, so we'll have another building we can build, but... over here? Is this the one you're talking about? I'm guessing you're talking about this one over here by Komos. There's a couple of them, actually. You can see there's another thing out here. There's something out there. Yeah, we'll send some guys over there if we can. In fact, they didn't attack us, right? Oh, they did. Well, crap. Alright, we'll retreat again. We're gonna lose one of our ships to that. I couldn't get it to click fast enough. That ship's destroyed as well. Alright, so pirates are annoying because it seems to me that they have an infinite level of stealth detection right from the get-go. They can detect up to level 3 as soon as they get stealth detection, it seems. So there's no way to avoid detection by pirates, which is really annoying. One of the things that's I found to be absolutely true is if you end up on a system with pirates, like let's say there was a pirate here, and our ship gets on this system, that pirate will detect us, but any other factions that just happen to be near us will actually see our ships as well. And so that's one of the reasons why you'll constantly get in the mid-game notifications that other empires have suddenly discovered who you are. It's because pirates have revealed you in the presence of either a probe or another ship that has vision of that particular, even if they're not there, like if they're on the star lane traveling and their vision is long enough, they'll see that your ship was revealed. So you need to think of pirates not so much as being able to detect cloaking, but they literally disable your cloaks anytime you're around them so that any other players can see you. And that's really annoying as well. Alright, we got all of those done in a single turn. Any leftover industry got channeled into dust. And we're running out of things to build, so maybe now's time to look at potentially putting some ships in the queue. I actually think I'm going to do chain gang at least one more time because we don't have any manpower yet. I need to get this positive in order to build ships that have any meaningful combat effectiveness. And that's largely because ships with manpower have a significant damage amplification. It's up to 20% with maximum amount of manpower, and it reduces based on the percentage of manpower. So yeah, I'm totally interested in getting rid of those guys. I accidentally spent all of my money, so I was unable to do this, and I'm actually just 100 short, but we can actually fix that pretty quickly with a little bit of marketplace shenanigans. So sell that, sell that, sell that. That solves that problem. I probably actually should have done that last turn. I think I had the resources to do it. But now if we come over here, I can go ahead and do this and this. Not quite that one. I could probably get this one if I sell a little bit of titanium and hyperium. Let's go ahead and confirm that much for now. And then let's go ahead and do this. Now this is going to be hard to do because again, we don't have the manpower. So I can't actually do that. I can't actually put tanks in play. This is frustrating because I'm really not used to having such big problems with manpower.
The Oregon Confederacy seeks only...
Alright. We'll create another sanctuary. I don't exactly remember why we were doing that, but Geysar. Show the location of this one. Alright, so we're over here. This is actually the system that I want to take over eventually. Let's start embedding sleepers over here. And then from here to here, we should be able to start grabbing sleepers from those You can see our total population went up to 34. And that has to do with all of this. We got some more manpower, but it immediately got funneled into other things, I think. We can go ahead and do this again. And I think we definitely should. And then I can also get these things done. This just removes the negative penalties for these. Unfortunately, it seems like I can only queue up one of these at a time. So it's not going to let me queue up all of them. And we have another ship we can attack. Yeah, get out of here. And we definitely have the manpower to just do an invasion at this point. We can just blitz these guys. We don't need to watch this. This is going to be done. And we can move on to more important things. Alright, so where do we want to send these guys? The original thought was we were going to send these fleets down to deal with the Cravers. I think that's still a reasonable plan. They have a lot of population here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 total population. We can actually embed a lot of sleepers if we wanted to. And they have more population over here. Let's see. When we start getting hacking operations available, I think we have one. So we can go ahead and hack from here to here in 3 turns. So in 3 turns, we'll want to embed some sleepers. Yeah, we need to get rid of that other pirate fleet. You're absolutely right. Okay, so now is probably the time to come back to here. Let's abolish that and get the Star Boogie bill going again. And that's going to give us just a little bit of extra movement speed to get our fleets over here.
I shall defend the faith, whatever that requires.
I'm willing to stop attacking their fleets just because they're not immediately on my constellation as far as I'm aware. So we'll do that for now. That's a good eye. I forgot about these guys over here. I was about ready to send those fleets down this way and start dealing with that. We want to start abducting sleepers as fast as possible. And good. Yeah, we'll have to take a look at that once we get over there. What do we have here? We have bandwidth. We have influence. Assignment cooldown is not really valuable to us. More approval would be okay. I think I'll take a point in the influence for now. We do have a trading company. That's probably worthwhile. It's going to put us back at a positive amount of influence per turn, which is timely. And we got this completed. This building needs to get built as soon as possible. I might even move it to the top of the queue. 1 turn. Ridiculous. This basically just provides 1 extra population slot on all of our system planets. So, incredibly powerful. Maybe should have been done a little bit earlier. And that's it. This ship is just our Behemoth. We're not... Actually, hold on a second. I think we got that technology done. Or we're 2 turns away from it? 2 turns away from being able to retrofit that to the better modules. So before turn 70, we're going to have that % bonus rolling. We have a scan, so we're going to start grabbing more. Can I do this? Nope, I can't. So I can't actually hack to this again until that one's complete. But what I can do is that, which I think we should totally do. And we'll just create a network of backdoors that we can use to basically get anything we want done in that vicinity. Cash is getting pretty high again. We're at 1.3k per turn. We could probably sell some stuff and get another trade route bonus activated. This guy's going to go for the damage. Or is this health? Damage on fleet. Yeah. It's fine. That's done. We're up to 41. That's the highest I've seen it before. I think that the maximum I've seen it prior to this in previous games was 39. So we're up to 41 total Empire population pips on this. And we're actually going to get a few more before it's all said and done. I'm going to go ahead and put Chain Gang back here, maybe. Because we're starting to get to the point where we're almost positive. So maybe a couple Chain Gangs will be beneficial. We can also kind of spread these guys out so they're not in so many overpopulation slots. I think that's probably good. Actually, I don't know that I can fix this. Let's take a look here. Yeah, nobody's actually going to be happy. So we're actually on the verge of happy. The other thing we need to check is our shadows actually prefer Jadonics, which I think we sold all of what we had. And we have no income of it, so that's unfortunate. I can buy one. And activate it. Boom. Like that. Anything else that we need to do? Not that I can think of. One of the things that's really important to note is that as our population grows, if our system completely caps out, it will automatically link to a sanctuary to start filling population in those. So good to know. Still very negative on our manpower, which is unfortunate. But population has jumped up to 44. Okay, they forcefully canceled our hacking operation. That's unfortunate. They are manipulating time on one of the systems that we have many sanctuaries on. We kind of figured that they were going to get in a war with the Cravers, so that's not too surprising. And we finally finished that Behemoth tech. We'll come back and look for technology in a moment. I want to come up here and I want to... Oh, did we never retrofit this thing? We never did. Well, that's frustrating. We could have been getting slightly more stuff. These guys...
Some things in this cosmos we have come to understand. You're not one of them. What do you want?
We can ask them to remove singularities. They probably won't.
What is your objective?
Oh, wow, they actually did. That's interesting. I could attack their scout ship, but it would reveal where we're at, which I wouldn't really want to do. What I would like to do is maybe put another ship in the queue here, just so we're getting a little bit more... Oh, we're so close. Alright, well, we'll keep growing. We'll figure it out. The approval benefit can maybe be fixed by running the plus 20 approval law, and we'll do that as soon as Starbookie is no longer of use. We're a couple turns away from that. Uh-oh. We found a lot of pirates. I'm trying to remember. I think we went with long range primarily. These are all those minor faction fleets, so we really don't know what the hell they have. Turtle's probably not the best tactic for this. It looks like power to shields is probably better. For the weapons we have. Alright, we lost a few things. This ship. Let's double check these real quick. Yeah, medium range and... Okay. With the hero, they should definitely win this. Wow. Do they have a medium class ship or something? They do. Okay, I didn't notice that. I would have maybe put things in slightly different positions knowing they had a medium class ship. Well, that's unfortunate. That completely neuters our ability to deal with these pirates a little bit. We can recover him pretty quickly if we wanted to. I don't have a real need to do this right this second, so we're going to wait. And it'll reduce the cost of that a little bit. And we needed to pick a new technology. Well, we have a lot of options, that's for sure. We need one more technology in this to finish that and open up this next queue. Is there anything else over here that gives us extra food? Food is really important because we want to fill out our population as fast as possible. That's really the only way that we grow at this point, is getting more population on our sanctuaries and also on our main system. So I think we're going to throw that in the queue for the short term. I'm not going to bother upgrading that economic behemoth because we're going to edit it now that we have the better technology. So support modules, the percent bonus ones are the ones that we want. And this could be a very critical turn for our economy. Defensively, we'll go ahead and do that and that. And then offensively, we'll go ahead and do that and that. So I guess that was pretty much the same thing that was already there, but whatever. And now we'll apply it. And now we'll actually hit it. And now let's see where we're at. That looks pretty ridiculous. Now, does it show from Behemoth anywhere here? So it's showing 2 sets of percentage bonuses. 3 actually. Well, a flat bonus. Interesting. Yeah, that's a lot of industry per turn that we're generating. And a lot of food and a lot of science. Holy moly. Oh yeah, I created a scout. We need to bust him out. Let's get him rolling over this way. And I have a probe to send out that direction, and we could probably just send another one out somewhere. Maybe that way. Alright, so these guys are going to be fighting medium-class ships, but we actually have a medium-class ship in this case, so we might actually be able to fight them. Our medium-class ship is best at medium range, as are most of the other ships in this fleet. So power to shields is probably fine. Yeah, we sure did. As far as our economy is concerned. Our military, not so much yet. Alright, we lost a lot of ships, but we kind of... I guess this is a draw? Wow. So these pirates are really fucking with us. I am not a fan of that. And there's more of them over here, obviously. Yeah, these ships are dead. Alright, well, we're going to have to build real military ships here. Those minor faction fleets were fine for what they were. They got rid of the first set of pirates, but we really kind of goofed up. And they just weren't capable of dealing with the higher tier of pirates. She leveled up. She is a military, so yeah, that's probably the point. We're going to have to save up some dust to heal these guys when we need them. That's a no-brainer. We can create a sanctuary on Oed. I think we should totally do that. And grab some dark glitter while we're at it. Which one is Oed again? Is that up here? No, it was down here, right? Yeah, this system. So we have all 4 planets now. We needed to put some sleepers. Oh, that's what we ended up doing. Okay. Well. I got a bunch of sleepers over here now. We should go ahead and hack this again and try to start grabbing sleepers off of it. Maybe grab it from that one. And then throw an accelerator on there. Alright. That'll work for now. 39 to 44. Got that done. Got that done. What else can we do right now besides build military ships, right? The problem is building military ships is going to really suck for us because we don't have the manpower to actually fill them. We have a back door on the pirate layer. So we could start hacking the pirate layer to try to mess with them, but we don't have any sanctuaries there. No, there's nothing on Kura that I'm aware of. We ended up putting all of our attention on Gano because of the Endless Planet. But if you have any other thoughts or ideas, let me know. Right now, I think my focus is going to be just chain ganging to get our manpower positive. And then as soon as our manpower starts to go positive, we'll probably start building ships. This system's about to cap out, which means we're going to start overflowing into sanctuaries, which is fine. We're building like 2 population, 3 population a turn. The other thing I guess we could be doing is building economic behemoths, but we've already reached our max. getting control of this, you think, isn't really important? I do have another hacking operation. So I could do like that in one turn. That's pretty easy to do. And it does give us adamantium, so it's probably worthwhile. The only downside to that is we're already pushing negative approval, but I do have a solution to that problem, and that is we abolish this because we obviously don't need it anymore. And we run Toys for Boys, which gives us 20% extra approval, and that solves that issue almost completely. We're just a little bit shy of what we need to be devoted. I don't know if there's anything I can do over here with population management to fix that, but maybe. Yep, we can do it with that one, and that gives us a little bit of breathing room. I need to find some more approval technologies. So this is an approval technology. That might be worthwhile. Do I have any other approval technologies? There's all of these up here that we're about to get ready to unlock. In fact, of all the options here, the only one that makes any sense is that one. So we'll get that one next. That will allow us to finish this population, hopefully close to filling out all of these. The other thing we could do is we could just sit here and I could actually switch this to another sanctuary. Which sanctuary do we want to fill up? I guess there's more we could fill up over here. Or we could fill up Gano. I really like filling up the idea of filling up Gano. Let's go ahead and do that. So we'll start sending population over there instead of topping this off. That way we'll continue to stay at ecstatic for the time being. I like that a lot. This scout ship can just head anywhere but here. We don't really want to go that direction because we know there are pirates there that are blockading. There is a curiosity over here, so I could maybe, if I push the right buttons. What is it? Shift? Alt? Control? It's not letting me move the way I want to. Alright, I'm going to step away for just a second to deal with another problem, and I'll be right back. Alright, so why am I not able to click this? Is it just because I'm out of movement? It must be because I'm out of movement. Alright, we'll have to do it next turn. Alright, so if I click this ship, I have movement. Why is it not letting me move my ship? Nothing I do is actually working. That's really weird. We'll create that sanctuary on the Adamantian planet. This... Yeah, I think you're right. That pirate world has really become a problem for us at this point in the game. One thing that I would like to point out, however, is that we finally hit a point where we're at positive manpower. So maybe, just maybe, we can start building some military ships here. We also got adaptive colonies. Throw that in the queue real quick. And then, military-wise, let's see what we got here. Okay. So, I really want to do... How many of these do we have? So we got 1. That puts us at 11. If I take these off, that's at 5. 8's probably enough speed. Having an extra manpower module, however, with sieging damage, that probably doesn't make a lot of sense. But the sieging damage actually does make sense. So even if we don't get the manpower for it, that's probably fine. And then weapon-wise, I've got what? I've got 1, 2, 3 weapons. Is that what I'm looking at? So maybe we go with like 2 sets of beams and 1 set of missiles. Or 1 set of guns. Probably guns, just so we're avoiding missile damage potentially. I don't know if the pirates have missiles or not. So we can build a sharp, and then what do we have for the defensive fleet? So support modules, we're going to need 2 ram scoops. Alright. Defensive modules, let's put a single one of these and a single one of those. Offensive modules, we'll put one of these and one of those. And then we have 1 more support module. I can throw this in there as well, and that gives me more sieging power. And we'll build one of those as well. Alright. Anything else we need to do? Hacking. We have 1 hacking operation available. I can go ahead and hack from here to here. Get that up to level 2. And then this ship. Can I just not move this guy for some reason? What the hell's going on here? Like, it will not move this ship, no matter what I do. If I uncloak, can I move? What the hell? Yeah, there's like some bug going on here with this other Behemoth or something. I don't know. But I can't move. I have... Well, no, it says I'm at 0 of 13. How is that possible? I didn't move this ship yet. Oh, that's just lovely. Yeah, he's at 13 of 13. I never moved him. I don't know what's going on there. We're going to abduct more sleepers wherever we can. Go ahead and finish that off. Almost maxed out on our home system. I thought we changed that. I guess we changed it to a system that's full. So it looks like Ying might be a good potential site because somebody's colonized that one. More sleepers for us. What is up with this ship though? Like I can't move it. Clicking on the lane doesn't work. Alt clicking on anything doesn't work. Shift clicking on anything doesn't work. I guess we just scrap it. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. That was really weird. This system is almost filled out. What's our best planet in terms of fidsies? It looks like maybe this one. 7 industry, 8 science, 4 food, 4 dust, and 1 influence. So we want to put these guys over here. I guess I'll build another one of those, and I'll send it directly this way so we don't get stuck in ESO again. I don't know what the hell's going on with that. That was really weird. Every time my ships get to this spot, they just get stuck. We have some more. We need to grab sleepers. So I know there's sleepers over here. Yeah, the pirates are going to get wiped out. It's just going to take a little bit longer than I anticipated. I can't do that one yet. But I know we put some sleepers on Gizar, I think. And I have a back door here now, so I should be able to go from here to here. That's one of the two, and then I need one more. Yeah, we'll just do that. Keep messing with the Riftborn. Alright, we should be getting some military ships here soon. The problem is we just dropped a bunch of new sanctuaries, so that's going to require more manpower again. I thought we already did this quest. Objective, build 3 science improvements. Population 71. That's a lot of population. I don't know how much 71 potatoes cost, but I have a feeling it's more than we can afford. Speaking of cost, let's go ahead and sell this stuff, and that stuff, and that stuff, and that stuff. And let's go back to here and we can buy that and nothing else yet. We got a hero up to level 12. Yeah, we could definitely use those back doors to start doing some other things. I think we have to get to the capital in order to pull tech, though. Alright, we can clear those. We're at 4 of 15, so this is a good place to put a bunch of population for the time being. He's gained another level. We're going to grab the happiness because we'll need it one way or another. And we do have some military ships now. And we do have another approval building. That has also unlocked everything in this tier, including our large ships, which I want to go ahead and research. And that's only going to take 3 turns because we got a lot of science. Alright, coming back over here for a second. We want to definitely grab that. And then we can go ahead and grab that, although it's not that critical for us. And then maybe just do a few chain gangs to try to get stuff done. Can I build... What am I building ship-wise? Hold on a second. I've got... Yeah, this is a Cord. We don't want him as part of our fleet. I want him over here. So if I hold down Alt... Can you not move? Like, what? What is going on? So I click my ship, and I click a location, and it moves me over here? Like, this is just weird. Is this ship going to do the same thing? Alright, I'm going to have to restart this game, because, like, something weird's going on. I'm going to save the game. Umbral Choir. I don't remember which one we're on. 4? Yeah, we'll do this one to 4. Alright, so let's quit the game and then reload it. There's something weird going on with that. I can't move my ships. It could be. I don't know. We'll go look at the quests and see if there's something with the quest that's causing that. But I can't even move there. Like, it literally won't let me move my ships anywhere. Ever since I got that cord over there on the system right next to the quest where we launched the probe, it's been stuck there. And I haven't been able to move ships since. A lot of times reloading the game fixes a lot of these bugs, which is nice, but also really annoying. Alright, so now I should be able to move my cord. Yeah, and it shows that I can move it now. I'm doing exactly the same thing I was doing before. It's just actually giving me the option to move my ship. Let's take a look at the quest. Take control of this system or destroy it. Alright. There's a lot of planets over here. We haven't even really looked at this. Do we have a hack available this turn? Not for 2 turns. We'll figure that out here in a moment. Alright, my 2 medium ships. I don't have 2 yet. I have 1. We're just going to send the scout over here. And then if I hold Alt, yeah, I can move there relatively quickly. What is the enemy Behemoth? It's not even part of a quest. It must be part of a quest that somebody else triggered. Because it's not part of this quest, and it's not part of this quest. And those are the only 2 quests that are still active for us. So whatever it is, we're going to have to deal with it. I have a feeling you might be right. It may be part of the Behemoth, and if we move our ships over there, it may trigger that effect again. Maybe we need to attack that Behemoth. I don't know, but we're going to need a much bigger fleet in order to do that. Command point wise, we're up to 10, so I can run 3 medium ships. And I have 1 constructed, 1 in the queue. We could run another one of these. That'd give us 3. We can try it. we'll see what happens. Everything else is whatever at the moment. This is almost completely full. And unfortunately, it's dropped our approval significantly. But there's not much I can do about it because we're just growing population way too fast to keep up with all of our sanctuaries. Alright. I can put that one to sleep. That one, we'll just kind of put to sleep for one turn. Alright, so now I should be able to jump those guys out. Merge those together into a single fleet. We have both of our heroes injured currently. This one's a higher level, so we'll attach her to the fleet. And then we want to check her. Yes, indeed. We finally have some toys. Check her ship, make sure she's got the latest tech. She could definitely use some new tech. So let's go ahead and give her some new stuff. Maybe something like that. Shield-wise, that looks good. And then we'll give her repair bots, just so she repairs. And for whatever reason, I can't afford this. What am I missing? Dust, of course. Of course. So we're going to do this whole thing again. After I go sell a few things. Alright, strategics. So 92 of those. Oh look, 6,000. So 80 of those. Sell 50 of those. Yeah. We have money again. Build the beams and throw that. Throw that. And I wanted guns just to cut down on the missile damage if we happen to encounter that. This is finally on the shoulder of super giants. This is in effect now, so that's good. Come to an end. Okay. More population over here. We're at 9 now. I think that jumped up by like 4 population. Colonial rights should be done next turn, which will improve our approval. And we can build that trade center thing. Alright, so now she's ready to go. Why are they not moving? We're at 0 of 9. Is it because I healed my hero? She starts with 0 movement? That seems odd. Alright, we were heading over to this place because there's a curiosity over there. And what's going on over here that we need to be aware of? 76 potatoes is not going to happen. Well, actually, 76 potatoes is totally going to happen. And then trade routes are going to be increased. Alright. This fleet has no movement, so it's stuck here until next turn. Not sure why it has no movement. I think it has to do with the hero. Now we're at 9 movement, so we can move. That's a good sign. This is in Geysar. We're going to embed a sleeper. This is in Gnomos. We're going to embed a sleeper. Holy moly. That was at 9 of 15 last turn, right? I'm not seeing things, right? That was 9 of 15 last turn? We created that much population in a single turn? Are you kidding me? Wow. That's asinine. Alright, so what are we looking at now? Let's sort by population. Ying. So Aquarius would be the next one, I guess. I guess these are alphabetical, right? So they're not actually in order of population available. And I'm really not sure where we want to stick population, or if it even matters. We're going to fill it all so fast. I guess we'll just go down the list. This will be curious because the system that we just Aquarius has 0 population. So we're going to find out real fast how many population we're making per turn. Liquid composites in 1 turn to build large ships. It is indeed a good thing. Alright, we need to hack one of the places that we just hacked. Probably this one. If I push the right buttons again. And then we'll throw an accelerator on it just to make it safe. And I can throw down some lockdown here just for whatever reason. Alright. Is that all of them? I got one more. We wanted to hack from here to there with another accelerator and some encryption. Sure. That effect is ended. We can abduct our sleeper already, which we will do. 6 population per turn. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. Yeah. 1800 food will do that. Wow. That's just stupid. Alright, what else can we do with this hero? What's even good? I guess hacking speed would be helpful so we don't get traced, right? My dog's feeling a little left out. Alright, so we're like, what, 2 away from this? I think maybe we just run a science victory. We're running so much science, it's kind of silly not to. So what do we pick up? Like the 2 best science buildings? What's that one? And maybe this one? Plus 50 or plus 4, plus 2 on cold. Yeah, we need at least that one and that one, right? This is actually worth 80. Plus 2 on cold. All of our systems are cold. That one's actually better. Straight up better. Alright, do our military ships get to do anything? Can we take this guy down? Let's just kill this thing, right? Our ships are going to be best at whatever range this thing's crappy at. So long range. So we'll just go long range, and we'll watch it. I haven't watched these ships participate in a fight yet, so this will be interesting. Let's go to the overview. That is a big freaking ship. Alright. Let's zoom out just enough so we can see all of our ships here. And we'll increase the speed just a little bit. We are tearing through its health. And we've taken no damage so far, so this is a really obsolete thing that should have been dealt with a long time ago, probably. That was easy enough. Alright, let's keep moving. XP for us, and we should be doing a lot of frickin' unstealth and blockade. 9 turns we'll have this completely underway. What is our manpower situation like? We actually have some manpower. 700 to be exact. We're actually out manpowering them quite a bit. Alright, what else do we need? More movement on fleets wouldn't be bad. Vision range is not great. Not important. Damage is already maxed. Free movement and vision. Yeah, we're just going to go with more movement on fleets.
By my cloth, your actions deserve the closest scrutiny.
Okay. Well, they're not yelling at us. We're at 12 of 15 now. We finally got our scout over here. Alright, where's the next closest curiosity to search? I mean, there's definitely systems over here to uncover, so I guess we go that way. Good enough. We need to remember the next time we have a hack. Do we have a hack? We do have a hack. Alright, let's get this taken care of. 13 turns from there. What if I do it from here? Ugh, 30 turns. Alright, we'll do that. Cannot hack this empire. What? What do you mean cannot hack this empire? Is this another one of those situations where there's like a minor faction on here like there was with the Horatio the other night? That's fucking annoying. That is true, yeah, she's not asking for payment, so that's a step in the right direction, right? We're gonna have to send these damn fleets all the way over here to deal with this nonsense. Can you believe that crap? Once again, I ignored the fact that there's a ring around it, which means that it's colonized. It's got 1 population pip. Ah, how frustrating. Well, at least we have military ships now, but I've got to take care of both of these things first. And then I need to put sanctuaries here, because this system is legit. I think you're totally right. If we end up with Ceres before the pirates get it, that completely changes the outcome of this game. Well, maybe not the outcome, but how easy it is for us to get along in the early to mid game. This whole nonsense is really frustrating at the moment. Dimensional folding's done in 1 turn. We're approaching turn 80. I don't know that we're going to get there before I stop, but we'll get close. Alright. Booster, 3 Jadonics. We can afford it. 3. The Last Rebellion. Plus 20% evasion on fleets. Actually, that's pretty freaking amazing. 20% evasion's really seriously good defensive buff. Huh. Well, that might be something we want to spend a little bit more time prioritizing. I should be able to abduct another sleeper here. We now have the F Reality Institute. Not too concerned about that. This should not take long to build. Yeah, 2 turns. Not long at all. We also have the large ship design now, which we should totally consider building. Also, once again, notice we are now producing 170 manpower per turn, and that is without Chain Gang program. So we're going to be able to produce this Symphony fleet with almost a full amount of manpower, which would be awesome. I don't need to do this. We just need to travel down this lane. I can't seem to click on it. Are we stuck not being able to move again? Like, why can't I click on this? Huh. Well, if I send a probe down there, maybe it'll uncover it enough that I can click on it. Does not appear to be the case. This is a wormhole, but I should be able to get there. Nah, I'm not too worried about traps. It seems like all of the quests and the AI things are generally underpowered. We're pulling 108 off of this a turn. Our military can actually be retrofitted since we went ahead and bought this out. We can actually do that as well, can't we? Oh, we're short on antimatter. I can fix that actually by not building this ship, maybe? That's only 5. This is why. Yeah, 60 for the Trading Bureau. Well, we'll go ahead and do it. We are bringing in 8 per turn. It'll take us a few turns, but we'll be able to get that technology upgrade here soon. I guess we can head this way? Yeah, I don't know why it's not letting me go down this lane necessarily, but whatever. It might have something to do with the vines causing certain types of star lanes to not be available. I don't know. There's clearly what looks like a star lane here. It actually looks kind of like a wormhole, but...
Welcome to the Sophontine.
Alright. I don't care about the Sophons. They can't keep up with us scientifically. Oh, that's interesting. Over here... Well, that's kind of annoying. So they actually cleared off all of our sleepers that we had put down over here. I mean, we could just completely inundate them with sleepers, though. I could do that, and then we can set OID to our population site. And that's 6 extra ones a turn. He's gained another level already. We got the max tier skills. Did that say what I think it said? +5 approval per sanctuary? Are you freaking kidding me? Wow. Plus 1% per sleeper on system. Well, what's our approval even look like, honestly? We're only at 88%. And that is with running a 20% bonus to our... But we are still in the devoted ecstatic region. I guess we go ahead and take this, right? It also reduces the dust cost of all of our buildings on the system. So much joy. Yeah, we don't need to run that law anymore. Probably ever. Toys for Boys is obsolete. That means we could run Cram for Exam. Brains over Bucks. Brains over Bucks sounds really good, actually. Yeah, let's do that. We're still making over 4K a turn now. Oh, and by the way, we have enough to go ahead and do this a couple times. So we'll just keep doing that. Marketplace. We ought to keep the Jadonics around, but we'll sell these off. Not enough for another one, but... Alright, a couple more turns and we'll go ahead and end the video for today. This fleet can attack somebody. Who's over here? Sophons? Yeah, let's get rid of these guys. Run away. Just run away. I don't even care the range or nothing. Get out of here. I'll send a probe down here so we can check out the pirate ships on that tile, because we know there were some left over. Just to make sure that our fleet's strong enough to deal with them. Are we ready to do this? Probably not yet. They're at 684 of 900. We'll get them soon enough. Yeah, the Sophons are not going to be able to beat us, even at their own game.
What are you up to?
No, we'll refuse. Get out of our space. I'm not even going to talk to you. That's how insignificant you are to me at the moment. Alright, we're going to head over here. This is probably dangerous, actually. Maybe I don't want to head over there. I do want to head over there, but I don't. So I either send the probe down this lane, or I send it... I guess let's send it this way, and then hopefully we'll get vision of the pirates. If there's any fleets here, we'll have to avoid them. If not, we'll be able to travel through here. And I'll just wait a turn. Alright, that's about it for this turn.
Some things in this cosmos we have come to understand. You're not one of them.
I'm not even going to bother with the singularity thing. I don't care. I'm probably ignoring my hacks. I think we probably had some free hacks last turn that we should have taken advantage of. But I think what we're going to do is just work on this system. And we'll just keep throwing these guys down. We got a lot of them over here now. And then we should be able to run a hack from here to here in 4 turns, or from here five turns. That's probably a little safer. And then we can run accelerator on this system, and we can run encryption on this system and this system. That should make that relatively safe. And I've got one more hack, actually. Does this place have any... I'm trying to remember which ones have sleepers on them. Did this one have a sleeper on it? Nope. Alright, well... Ying had some sleepers, right? Yeah. Or no, it doesn't have sleepers yet, but we can throw some sleepers down and then hack to Ying. That makes sense. Alright. And we'll throw an accelerator on Ying as well. We should start grabbing some shadows here pretty quickly. Alright, our big fleet encountered the pirates. They are suboptimal at long range, so we'll go with this tactic again. Sure, we'll watch it. I don't know that my approach is anything new, but it's my best guess as to what is optimal based on a very limited amount of time. It's definitely more engaging to actually get into the military a little bit. One of my big gripes with this faction has basically been that they're pretty much so passive that it's pretty frickin' boring to play them. And like, you can go through an entire game and never actually encounter or engage with the other factions hardly at all and still win, which is pretty lame. But when you go military, you actually get to do a little bit more. Alright, we are not winning this fight, are we? Oh yeah, we are. Never mind, I'm looking at the wrong thing. We're not taking any damage. These are our ships over here. Yeah, that was pretty good. Our ships are pretty decent so far. I mean, they've been pretty successful in the few pirate engagements that we've had. We haven't seen them against other players yet, but... Alright, and we do have a probe over here, so I can kind of see what they have. They do have a medium hunter class ship, but we just took one of those out, so I'm not too worried about it. We'll finish this one off, and then we'll immediately take that one over. Get rid of it as well. Be the first to possess 14 anomalies. +5 per science building on Empire. Well, that'll be a little bit of dust. We should be able to abduct another sleeper. Population collection bonus for Umbral Shadows has increased. Now I have to get 30 of these guys. 15 will put us at +5 and +2. This is just crazy. I can't believe how much population we can throw down a turn. It's just not even fair. Like, I can put more sleepers down almost every turn than they can even frickin' keep up with. Like, look at this. Alright, we got our first large ship. That'll be fun to play around with. Let's go take a quick look at him, and then we're going to end the video on turn 80. The other thing we haven't even bothered with is more economic behemoths. I could have been focusing on some of that technology. But now we're in the last tier of the science tree. We're basically going to grab anything that gives... Holy crap, did that say what I think it did? +5 science per population with a negative anomaly or reduced anomaly. Every one of our systems has one of those. Except for the primary system. We don't have any gas, so that doesn't do us any good. That's just straight up more science. And this is plus 20% per empire at war, or just a flat 10%. We don't have the quadronics for that just yet, but we are bringing it in, I think. No, we're not bringing any quadronics in at the moment. Huh. Which one? This is the science one we want, right? So this is the one we want to rush. So we definitely want that. We definitely want that. Do we even care about more food at this point? Oh, good grief. More population slots? Okay. Well, let's throw that in the front. Just for shits and giggles. And it looks like we're going to try to rush a science victory at this point. We're only at turn 80. We're almost to the technology that gives us our first endless tech. It's pretty ridiculous what this faction can do. We have the beginnings of a military. We have over 1,000 manpower finally accumulated. We do need to take this as part of our faction quest, which is going to happen probably after this. What I think I'm going to do is we're going to finish this off, send this fleet over here, build another fleet to deal with this set of pirates, and then slowly work towards finishing the game off. But at this point, there's not a whole lot else to do this turn. We definitely have the dust to do one of these. We'll just go more dust for now, and then we'll do this one next. And just to take a quick peek, Bad Helper, do you remember what our food started at the beginning of this turn? Because I want to say it was at 300 when we started at turn 60. Does that sound about right? Like 350? That, ladies and gentlemen, is what you call a snowball effect. We're now making 6 population a turn every turn. That's just ridiculous. This was like at 1600, 1650. We've almost doubled it. 27, I think, when we started. Almost doubled it. This was like way lower than that. We were like at 100 influence per turn. The one concern I do have is we're not bringing in any tier 3 strategics yet. I think that has to do with the fact that we don't have the researches for that. I think we actually do own some systems. So, yeah, they change so much from turn to turn even. And we have some hacks. What do we got? I got 1 hack left. We're just going to keep hacking Oid. I can't hack that one. I guess we'll just put another sanctuary here. Alright, turn 80. This will be the last turn of the video today, which puts us at about the 2-hour mark, which is what I like to do when I live stream. Abduct another sleeper, please. Gain another level. I don't even know what I'm going to put points into at this point. More influence. I guess we just start throwing this down. I mean, I could get a reduction to that. Hero cost could be cheaper. manpower capacity and defense. I could just go with bandwidth. Yeah, let's do the more bandwidth. Let's do that. More bandwidth stuff. 21 of 25. That system's almost completely capped out. And every single turn I'm putting sleepers down. That's just ridiculous. There's got to be some way at some point where I just like take over the system, right? Like I just have so many sleepers that they just, it's my system. Yeah. I'm really surprised at how absolutely crap the Cravers have done, because they have almost no resistance on this constellation. I don't know what has held them back. We decided that this was the best outputs of any one of our nodes, so I'm moving all of my super population over here. I should have been doing that a little more frequently. We can go ahead and get this taken care of, and then I guess we just go with the science, right? Just science straight up on everything. I should have done that a long time ago as well. That one's already got it. That one needs it. We'll move that to the back of the queue. Throw that in there. We don't need a chain gang anymore, right? We're gaining quite a bit of manpower per turn. Maybe throw one of these in there. We have one sitting in our... We didn't even play around with this yet. What do we got here? Symphony. What do we got? So we got one Uber slot. My opinion on the Uber slot... Yeah, they had the Sophons like within striking distance and they didn't take advantage of it. I don't know. The AI usually plays the Cravers pretty intelligently, and they just did not do crap this game, which is kind of surprising. I'm not, like I said, I checked last game. We're not even playing at a lower difficulty level, so I don't know what their deal is. But coming back to this, so you get one heavy slot on these super modules, or these large class ships. The best weapon type for this, in my opinion, is going to be beams. Just throw your best beams in there. There are reasons why that is, and I'm not going to spend too much time talking about it today. But beams make really, really good weapons for a slot that does double damage, because they basically have 100% accuracy, and they generally have lower damage than a normal weapon, but their accuracy sort of makes up for that, and then when you multiply that by the heavy slot, it makes it an incredibly effective weapon. Any of the other slots you can kind of put whatever you want in. I think we'll definitely take, like, maybe we'll just take some bombers and make this like a real carrier. We have other ships to deal with missiles and stuff, right? Defensively, we're going to throw those down in the defense-only slots. I need at least 2 sets of ram scoops to keep up with the rest of the fleet. And then we have these 3 slots that we can put support modules in. I'm very tempted to just put a bunch of these, but I'd also like to put lower chance to be targeted, so we'll throw that in one. Repair module would be nice. And then what else? What does this one do? Increases chance to be targeted, but also has a repair. Yeah, I'm not sure. Maybe we just put one of these in there. That's like a ×4. That's 28. What if I put this in there? 60? Yeah, we'll throw that in there. Why not? Make one of these guys. We can upgrade that ship, and then that's gonna pretty much wrap it up, I think. Do we need to do anything over here? Not yet. Yeah, this is probably a good place to stop. So I think I've demonstrated quite handily that the Umbral Choir can just completely snowball their economy out of control, and you can pretty much do whatever the heck you want at this point in the game. Maybe on Endless, the AI would pose a little bit more of a threat, but I mean, what are we playing on? We're on Serious, so we're like almost on Endless, not quite. But at this difficulty level, they can't possibly keep up with you. And if we look at the score at this point on turn 80, which is maybe halfway through the game, the only other player that's really keeping up with us is the Riftborn. We are in contact with them, so if I do continue this game any length of time, we're going to wipe out the pirates, we're going to take Indusa, and then we're probably going to start a war with the Riftborn, because they're the only threat to us in terms of winning the game. I really wanted to wipe out the Cravers. I think we may have to postpone that, because this is the only player that really has any chance of doing anything to stop us from winning at this point. So I'm not 100% sure I'm going to keep playing this one. At this point in the game, for me, it gets kind of boring. I don't have as much fun as I do in the early game. It's just way more compelling early gameplay, but I think we've demonstrated what the Umbral Choir are capable of for sure. And if we do play another game with them, we will definitely try it at a higher difficulty level, and maybe even Endless. Who knows? I may feel up to the challenge. I don't always. Endless is pretty difficult, especially in the early game if you don't play your cards just right. But with the Umbral Choir, I think that's very possible, because you're so passive. Like, it's just such a passive play style. And I like it because I'm a very internally focused kind of player. I really like playing the economy and the system building, and that's really my thing. But when there's zero interaction with the other players, it kind of makes for a boring style of play, in my opinion. There are some benefits to it, but the thing that I'm really interested to find out about is how it interacts in multiplayer with other players. And I haven't heard a lot from people that I know who play more multiplayer than I do. But we'll see in time whether the Umbral Choir completely breaks multiplayers. Yes, we will definitely prioritize removing pirates earlier than we did in this game, because they have completely been a thorn in my side as we hit like turn 60 onward. We've definitely had some issues with them that I wasn't anticipating. But as far as multiplayer is concerned, I think they could completely break multiplayer. But it'll just take time to tell, and lots of people playing it to see if it actually does. So that being said, this has been the Nose Plays. I hope you guys have enjoyed the video. It will go up on my YouTube channel, so please check that out. And join me for the next one. Until then, you guys have a great evening.